got it on 2K Sports for Wednesday night action in the NBA. Moments away, it'll be the Phoenix Suns going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. Kevin Harlan with you, joined by Doris Bird, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge reporting courtside. DA, it's all yours.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Suns finally broke a decade-long playoff drought. Devin Booker says it's been a long time coming. Basketball and life relate to each other, and that's how I grew up. It's through basketball. I kept my head down, kept working, and it finally paid off. Kevin, is that deep enough for you?
Yeah, I love it, and I love that team, David. Thank you. And here's a look at some numbers for Devin Booker.
And it's a nice month he's having. Something's got him motivated. He's become a much bigger contributor offensively. He's settled into the kind of groove that every player wants to get in.
Here are the five for the Clippers. Post-tandem for him, Morris and Zubac. Norman Powell is out there with Jackson, and it's Batum in at the small forward. And for Phoenix, Ayton is the pivot, and Crowder slides in at the 4. The star backcourt of Paul and Booker are out there, and it's Bridges in at the 3. Two very athletic teams here, Greg, a game that's sure to produce a lot of highlights.
It makes me think of Stacey Augmon, one of the greatest athletes I ever played alongside.
And it's the Suns to start out. Booker up top, guarded by Jackson. Booker against Jackson. Lets it go from 14. Pass to Zubac. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubac.
When I think of Ivica Zubac, I think about solid big man who is still young and developing. It's really a matter of him gaining confidence at this point.
Tries the spin move. Pass to Bridges. Paul outside. In the corner, Crowder with it. Clock at 4. Ayton sets the pick for Crowder. And the layup's good off the glass. Crowder's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for Phoenix. The goal for Zubac is to be a starter in the league.
You know, this guy has started games in the past. He's also played well off the bench. And listen, he's not going to be a guy who shoots with range, but given everything else you need from a center, he can deliver.
Look at the last game for the Suns. It was a win against the 76ers in Philadelphia. Count that one.
What a savvy pass by Devin Booker, making the smart choice, moving the basketball.
Now here's Jackson. 12 points his last outing. Zubac finds Powell. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. It's Powell on the wing. Back to Batum. Shoots over Bridges. And he overshot that one, missing. The Suns have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Crowder with it. And Batum picks him up defensively. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
Well, you cannot let Mikal Bridges get into the paint because he's going to hammer it home when you do.
Zubac trying to break loose. Powell, that's good.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
A nice shot by Booker.
80% from the field to start, playing with a ton of confidence.
Powell in the high post. He's guarded by Booker. The shot by Powell, no good.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
Ayton in the high post. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Zubac against Booker. And the rejection by Zubac. Outside Jackson. It's tipped. Crowder with the steal. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Crowder's got his second basket. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Suns ahead, up 6. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter.
All right.
And regarded as one of the best leaders in the game today, Chris Paul opening about how his team works together.
With anything, whether it's business, work, relationships, whatever, it's communication. And I think that's something that we're doing an amazing job of right now. And that's communicating, talking through things, and making sure, even when it gets tough, that we continue to communicate.
And with this younger team, it's got to be easier for Chris Paul to lead as that elder statesman.
Yeah, at times in the past, veteran teammates didn't appreciate his constant input. Credit these younger guys, though, for soaking it in.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Phoenix.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the opening man and getting some easy baskets.
Well, they've established their presence in the paint tonight also. And a lot of their scoring coming from down low so far.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Jackson is the point with Kennard on the wing. Baca is out there with Robert Covington, and it's man in at the 3 slot.
Well, how about the frame and the concentration of Serge Ibaka? What an interior finish that was.
Here's Paul. Following the score by Serge Ibaka. Connects from three-point range.
You simply must play better defense than that. This guy is too good from distance. Luke Kennard entered the league with a long history of success, both in the high school and collegiate levels. And this is a guy who I think still has a high ceiling.
McGee with the block, and he gets it back. Johnson, the pass to Paul. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. No good with the layup. And for Kennard, he was a standout player at a very early age.
Well, you can look no further at the state of Ohio and the scoring records he put up. Kennard outscored LeBron James's high school numbers. He has that kind of game where he can just take over with his shooting.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, mid-range jumpers are something of a lost art these days. They're still practiced by superstars like Kawhi Leonard. Coach Ty Lue said, why not work on the shots that teams are giving up? Down the stretch, mid-range shots win games. Playoffs, too. If you shoot it at a high clip, it's just as good as a 3 for me. Guys?
And they do shoot it at a good clip, and they rely on it quite a bit. David, thank you. Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Jay Crowder's checked in for JaVale McGee. Mikal Bridges comes in for Johnson. And it's Devin Booker in for Landry Shamet. And then for Los Angeles, Marcus Morris comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Batum in for Terrence Mann. He hits both from the stripe.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Booker looking around. Over Kennard. A nice shot by Booker. Booker's got the lead up to 7 now for Phoenix.
Yeah, the thing about Booker, not necessarily the quickest twitch athlete. He uses that smooth handle to gain separation.
On the wing, Batum. Pass to Kennard. There's the triple. No good that time. Now the Suns take it the other way. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And if you look at the box score from that game, guys, the first thing you'll notice is how many turnovers they force.
And I think that's a product of being incredibly aggressive. You could see that was a part of their strategy going in, and I thought they were consistently following that the entire game.
And here is Los Angeles now. Devin Booker picking up that last basket. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
This is where the focus and the confidence of Marcus Morris shows through. This guy's so good at keeping his eye on the target.
They set the pick, and here's Booker from the arc. Another three for Phoenix.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
And so it's Phoenix going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Duran Lou. Duran, what problems are you seeing out there?
We have to make shots. We just got to relax. We got to keep playing.
Thanks for your time, Duran. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. The story tonight, everything, and I mean everything, is working well for the Phoenix Suns.
I like what they're doing offensively. Looking at their field goal percentage, they're moving the ball, getting great looks, and of course, they're knocking down shots. I mean, that's the point of the game, isn't it? Shaq, right? That's the point.
Obviously.
All right, time to see how the Western Conference is stacking up.
Taking a look at the Suns, they've absolutely risen to the occasion this season. People were talking up their game early, and so far, they've delivered. Now it's time to finish strong, show no weakness.
Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. And kind of like what Devin Booker is doing in this one.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
The star backcourt of Paul and Booker are out there. Up it forward, they'll have Bridges and Crowder. And it's Ayton in at the 5, down low. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns.
Assist from
Wow, pretty pass from Powell. This guy has great instincts as a scorer. At that time, sets up his teammate. So you think about a guy like Norman Powell, who was really in the second round drafted because of elite athleticism and his defensive ability. But boy, has he turned himself into a scorer.
Bridges kicks to Paul. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Kawhi Leonard keeps it simple. He says, I'm trying to be the best player I can be. I'm happy with what I've done in my career, and I'm just going to keep on from there. It's not about being famous. It's about playing basketball and having fun on the floor. Well, he is famous, Kevin, and he remains focused on the court.
Agreed, David. It has served him well. Thank you. Here's Booker. After the made shot from Norman Powell. Shoots over Zubac, and it's Phoenix scoring again.
And no question for Powell. It seems like better shot selection has led to better efficiency.
Yeah, I agree. That and the consistency from range. This guy can rise up under pressure and hit the jumper. And if you crowd him, he's going to put it on the deck and use that speed to go by you.
And he is just so tough to guard. He can fake you one way and then use that beautiful spin to just blow by you.
Here's Crowder, and the Suns tack on 2 more.
I'll tell you, great job by Crowder to free himself up, an aggressive interior scorer.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
And sometimes from the outside, not always clear what led a coach to call for a timeout.
And as you know, it's what comes after that gives you some sense of what has changed.
Some changes for Phoenix. JaVale McGee's checked in for DeAndre Ayton. Johnson comes in for Crowder, and Landry Shamet subbed in for Devin Booker. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Covington a screen on Paul. Here's Kennard, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
You know, missed that one, but still a really good start coming off the break. 3 for 4 now.
And that one's good, Shamet.
They are on fire right now. That's 4 straight makes.
Here's Coffey. He's covered by Shamet. McGee with the block. Bridges outside. The pass to McGee. Buries it down low. And the Suns lead by 16.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
Kennard against Paul. There's 10 seconds left here in the third quarter. 5 to shoot. Passes it to Ibaka. To halt the run. Count it. Good. Ibaka's got his second bucket.
We call that solid fundamentals. Luke Kennard finding his teammate on time and on target.
And so it's the Phoenix Suns with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. We come back right after this. In a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. We've got Ibaka. Jackson is out there with Norman Powell. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's man in at the 3, the small forward. That one falls. And teams often try to slow down point guards with bigger defenders. But, Greg, you locked up without that edge. How'd you do it?
A little athleticism, Kevin, and a lot of desire.
Here's Jackson following the basket by Chris Paul. And the basket by Jackson.
And they have picked it up offensively here in the second half. Ball movement, getting high percentage shots, you can definitely see a difference.
Now here's Booker. And he drives in, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Robert Covington picks one up.
Well, the strong drive by D-Book just forces the defender's hand right there. You give this guy an opening, and he will attack it.
And he can't get the first one.
And, you know, Booker might have been a volume shooter, at least early in his career, but now he's a legit #1 option for an offense.
Biyombo, he's checked in for Cameron Johnson. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Batum comes in for man. And, Craig, the efficiency for Booker has grown over the years.
And no longer forcing shots. Takes what's available to him, and I believe he can be the leading scorer on a championship caliber team.
Now here's Batum. Back to Powell for 3. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Now here's Biyombo. Kicks it to Booker. The Suns need to get a shot off. And there's Bismack Biyombo on the assist by Booker. Biyombo's got his first 3 points of the game.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Suns.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
I think it paid off, that's for sure.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Devin Booker.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
A nice shot by Booker.
Well, you look up at the scoreboard, the time remaining, this game is effectively over.
Well, you have to appreciate the hard work that went into building this lead. They have been terrific all night.
Now, here's Batum. Pass to Pop. Back to Batum. Shoots over Crowder. Batum, good.
Well, this is what they needed earlier on. At some point, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, but then again, this run came against a team that may have felt it had already won, and you get the sense it let its guard down.
The kick out to Crowder. Back to Biombo. Oh, Ayton in position. Good, and Paul gets the assist.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
Here's Jackson. Here's Powell. Off on that one.
A smart defender. Booker can anticipate and uses good balanced movement to get in position.
And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much with Chris Paul. Chris, a very convincing win, and that doesn't happen often in this league. So what do you take from this?
You know, one thing that our coaching staff keeps stressing to us every night is that it's about us. You know, so regardless of score, we got to continue to try to get better because we impose our will on the defensive end. The sky's the limit.
Well, the focus was there tonight, Chris. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now our New Balance player of the game, Devin Booker.